guys, this is Jess from 16 News. I am here with A Verbal Equinox. If everyone could just say their names and what they do in the band.
Michael Bridda, I play my hands.
William Sunshine, I play Michael Bridda's hands.
I'm John, I play guitar.
I'm Mario, I play people.
Well, thank you guys. So tell us a little bit about your history as a band, kind of getting to this point today. Whatever.
I'll bet you. John?
John?
Most people in this band aren't original members, mainly because we went through a lot of different variations of the band, and they all sucked. Like, honestly, we were never a good band. We made good music, but we weren't a good band. Now I'd like to think we're a good band, because everyone in the band is very,
Good.
We're all pretty good.
It's a good word.
Yeah.
I like that word.
Adept and adaptable.
But basically what happened was we used to have a horn section, and now we don't because we just don't have it. We're not going to go into that, but we don't have it. And the genre of music definitely changed, and we never really knew what genre of music we were, and I think that's why we sound the way we do. We didn't go into it with any kind of certain mindset. Yeah, we're a garage band.
Garage band.
Like the program.
But basically it formed in, like, the first legit formation was in 2010, and our first show was at Webster Hall in the city, and
We won.
yeah, we won first place. It was the Exposure Music Festival,
That was
and
awesome.
that was pretty cool because we never played a show before, and it was our first show. And Will's giving me a really dirty look right now.
Neither of us were in the band yet.
Video.
Yeah, but yeah, basically our history is very confusing. We don't like talking about our history because it's so very confusing. He's the newest member. When did you join?
When did I join?
Yeah,
I'm asking you.
I think what was your first show with us?
I don't know.
Was your birthday massacre?
No,
I wasn't there for Birthday Massacre.
His first show with us was the break, wasn't it?
I think it might have been the first round of break, yeah.
It was the first round of the break contest.
First round of the break contest was his first show.
Which we
He-
won. We won the break contest. First place.
That's not true. Will joined the band, and now we're A Verbal Equinox, and this is the final version of A Verbal Equinox, pretty much.
Very nice. So what made you guys choose the name of Verbal Equinox?
Our old keyboardist actually came up with the name. What happened was everybody said something at the same time. I forgot what it was. It was probably stupid. But he says, "Oh, it's A Verbal Equinox." And then we ran with it. Before that, we were some stupid name. I don't even want to talk about it, but it was bad.
Sure.
It had the word chainsaw in it. I'll tell you that.
Okay, fair. What would you say are your influences as a band? What influences your sound? What influences your playing?
Fire, water, earth, and air. And a collection of sonic vibrations that we collectively enjoy, especially me.
I would say that each musician in the band has like a very different background, and that's what makes like the genre that we are like so unique, is that we all come from like different musical backgrounds, and I think it's pretty cool. Like John has all of his like, you know, like, I don't know, what should I call it?
Theatrical, I guess.
Theatrical. Mike has his technical progressive guitar. I have my drum, whatever, I don't know what to call it.
Very hard.
It's not really, nah.
It's hardcore.
It's hardcore.
Fine, hardcore.
Hardcore.
Not post-hardcore.
Hardcore, metalcore,
Hardcore,
eyeliner core.
gospel, church influence, and Will has his
Theatrical.
wellness.
I grabbed that.
I enjoyed the musical stylings of the bass god, Lil B. Shout out.
Yeah, I think we sound the way we do because everybody has a different background. Cheska's very punk, and I'm not.
And Tyler too. Tyler's.
Yeah, so eclectic is good.
All right, guys. What kind of musical training did you have coming into the band?
Okay.
None. I looked at a guitar and I liked it, and I played it for hours on end because that's my life.
Yeah.
I started out classically trained under a woman by the name of Carol Lynn Ostrowski, and she would always move my hands the way she wanted me to be moving mine. So I stopped doing that, and then I worked with a man by the name of Pot Labascio for a couple years after that, and then I went with another teacher by the name of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and and Ringo Starr.
Ringo's.
Yeah, Bridda's only played guitar for like what, 4 or 5 years? 5 years. I played guitar for 9 years. I can barely play my instrument, honestly. Anyone who knows me knows I can barely play my instrument. Bridda's so much better than me, and he's only played for 5 years because he plays every hour of the day. I don't. I took lessons when I was like 9 or something. I don't know. I suck.
I've been playing drums for a very long time. Like I would like to say like since 1st grade, because my sister brought home a snare drum when she was in like 3rd or 4th grade, and she would never let me touch it because she didn't want me to be better than her, and she was better than me like for years, so that kind of like strived me to be a better musician. So around like 6th grade, I took lessons from an amazing jazz drummer called Rob. And this guy literally changed the way I looked at music. Like, we would sit and just read books about drumming, you know, we would go through all the rudiments. He would mess with my mind so much that, you know, like, I just learned, like, you know, how to play very diverse. Like, I never, like, focused on one genre. But until back then, I just started getting into a lot of other stuff, and I've done, like, drum-offs and tried,
Almost
you
won
know.
the guitar center drum off.
Yeah, I made it to the 3rd round.
There's this guy.
The people in that drum off are so talented, you know, and it's cool, you know, like going to different, you know, contests and stuff, because you learn a lot more, and it helps you be a better musician overall, and you don't want to stick to just one thing. So.
Does that hot air balloon have veins?
Yes, it does.
That's some cool shit right there.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so how has your experience working with this band been different than other bands you've been in previously?
I'm currently working with 2 other bands as well as my solo music, and so it's very, very different. First of all, my solo music, there's only one person in it, and that's a big, big change.
So there's like 5 more people.
Yeah, give or take 5. And
There's 5.
what?
There is 5.
Yeah, give or take like 5. And then I'm still working with a band called Jam Face, which is just all jamming, and we improvise and we come up with whatever comes off the top of our heads. And Strange Thick, which is another project, which is what I like to refer to as existential disco. The working with them is very similar to the working with Jam Face, but the way we work with these guys is very unique. We sort of individually compose songs and then get together and present them to one another, and occasionally we'll also put something together.
We also all hate each other in this band. Usually when you're in a band with somebody, you're like really good friends with them. But like, I hate it when he does that.
I'm in 3 other bands besides this one. There's Drowning in Your Sleep, The Oracle, and Jesse Fairfield. So, yeah, no, it's called Jesse Fairfield because, but Drowning in Your Sleep is classified as post-hardcore, but we are straying away from that since we just got back together. But being in that band and, like, you know, doing all the technical stuff, you know, pauses, we're working with time signatures now, and, you know, like, it's a lot more double bass than I use in this band. I try to use single bass pedal in this band because it just adds, you know, more dynamic to the music instead of, you know, just trying to, like, show that you're crazy. You know, you don't have to, like, show off all the time.
Although we did just record a song where he did so much double bass at the end of the song that the entire house shook. And we actually need to replace that kick drum with a MIDI kick because it sounds so weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get one. This is the only band I've been in that doesn't have a rapper.
Interesting. What made you go over to this kind of sound from being in bands like that?
The bass god told me, he commanded.
Pretty weird. I'm glad that nothing's getting edited.
What would you say is your dream show to play?
All I want is deaf fans and crowd surfers in wheelchairs.
I agree.
I love to play in churches.
We are playing in a church on September 14th in the basement of said church at Radiant in Nutley. We're opening for Project 86. But my favorite shows are always at venues that have stages. Right?
Yeah.
So what made you choose your kind of dark cabaret sound?
Pass.
I literally don't know how to do anything else.
That's really true. Like, Will doesn't... Well, he does, but it always winds up coming back full circle, you know?
John.
Yeah, see, basically, I started the band, so the sound that we have is because I'm alive. I'd like to thank my mother and father for birthing me. Essentially birthing A Verbal Equinox, so...
I want to say the answer to the question was John. I was not passing it to John.
Yeah.
Fuck you, John.
Alright, so every week we like to do, a question of the week. This week's question of the week. A punk band in Russia was recently imprisoned after they sang a protest song criticizing Vladimir Putin outside of a cathedral. Do you feel that the government has the right to censor music that is critical of its leaders?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely, of course not. That's fucking stupid as hell. Who on earth would ever suggest that's an appropriate response to anything?
Yeah. No, I definitely disagree with that because we would get arrested a lot if that were the case.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
That's never
I'm not even going to grab this.
Actually, Will got arrested one time.
Alright, guys. If you weren't doing music right now, what would you be doing?
What was it?
If you weren't doing music right now, what would you be doing?
Dying in a hole.
If I wasn't doing music, I would be doing something music related. If the question is if I can't do anything music related at all, I'd work in an office. I don't want to, but I will.
In all honesty, I'd probably be a math teacher.
He's great at math.
Once again, I literally don't know how to do anything else.
Yeah, he'd be in jail. Again.
I'd be probably withering, wasting away in a crack house somewhere in Krakow. Wait, that's not a real place, is it? Does it exist? I think that's the name of a concentration camp.
I'd probably try to be like
Base God?
like a like a fireman. No. Something with fire. No, an accountant. There you go. An accountant.
Firing accountant.
An accountant that sets things on fire.
Okay.
And
So office space.
and
So pretty much office space.
Motherfucker, die.
okay.
This is the worst thing you've ever done.
16 News is big on giving locals more exposure. What other local bands do you love? John has an
We are very, very friendly with both of Will's bands, Jam Face and Strange Thick.
Strange lick.
Strange Lick, now it is. For about 4 or 5 months now, we've been very good friends with a band called PT Grimm. They're excellent. You should check them out. We played with the Birthday Massacre and PT Grimm. We then played with William Control of Aiden with PT Grimm. It's very cool. William Control actually tried to kick them off of that show. So that was A+ on their part.
That's funny.
We'd like to thank their management for that.
We'd also like to thank Wick.
World of Wick. We love the World of Wick. That's another, they're not a band, they're a sideshow. I'm being serious too. They're a sideshow. They, what do they do? Will knows best.
They whip whips at Wicked and other similar events.
Yeah, we shared a stage with them at Wicked Fair, and it was great. We loved Wicked Fair. It was a good time. 2009.
What are your future plans as a band?
We're actually just finishing up tracking our album right now. It's our debut album. We've released nothing but demos that have changed and changed and changed. And it's really hard to keep up with it. But I think we have a couple more tracks to record, and then we're sending it off to the mastering house, and then we're going to press it, and then you're all going to have it. It'll be available at shows and whatnot, and we would love to tour with it.
The seeds of our destiny are nurtured by the roots of our past.
I like to go places.
Do the cha-cha.
All right, anything else to say to the world?
In all honesty, I love this band. I like it a lot. We have good music. And I hope people enjoy it.
I'm gonna go last because I'm gonna close it out on a serious note.
They don't think it be like it is, but it do.
Oh my god.
I don't know how to connect the dots.
You had your turn. You had.
God. Ease.
All right. So basically, everybody should come to the shows that we have coming up. We're playing, like I said, September 14th, Radiant Nutley with Project 86, and then we have October 6th at the Meat Locker with Strange Thick, and it's going to be crazy because we've always wanted to play at the Meat Locker. Our album's going to be great, and we're very conceited in saying that, but it's going to be the best album you ever heard in your entire life. And lots of ketchup. Free ketchup with every order.
Como se dice swordfish?
All right, well, thank you guys.
Can we have a group hug?
Yes.
Get in here. Alright.
I'm sorry.
We're A Verbal Equinox. You're seasick!
Between me and you, I'll freeze the friendship.